Good afternoon. Welcome to the Arctic Circle. It is 29 degrees in the shop right now, which is pretty good because it was like 25 earlier. The wood stove is working its butt off, and we are shooting our first video with our new camera, new to us camera, which is actually just a repurposed iPhone. And yeah. We're going to go back to work on the machine that had the spin-off of the impeller and see if that held, or seems like it's going to have held. Yeah, not a big job today, but it's a job anyhow, and it's something to do while we're trying to get everything warmed up. This is our huckleberry right here, the old CF Moto. And this, of course, is the 500 cForce, and down there is our victim. All right, sorry about the smoke. That's actually my breath. But I went ahead and pulled this in a while ago. We're getting these bolts out. We applied a very generous amount of Loctite to this Friday. Once we had cleaned the threads up a little bit with the thread file and kind of got them to stand up where we thought they would be needed. Got this on until it was about as tight as I dared with, like I said, a large amount of blue Loctite. And yeah, that's on there. It seems pretty tight right now. I didn't crank on it enough to figure if it was gonna actually break loose, because that's where a lot of people get in trouble with Loctite. When you put it on and it's tight, right? So it's Loctite. It's on. It's tight. You've given it ample opportunity to set up. People go to check and see if that bolt is tight and see if it held. When you do that with this blue Loctite, with the medium strength or a low strength Loctite, what you've done at that point is you have broken the grip the Loctite had. And by doing so, made it as if you never put Loctite on it in the first place. Oh yeah. Sub 30 degree power tools. We are missing a bolt. No. Well, that's probably good enough to check it anyhow. We're gonna have to heat cycle this thing. So I've got the bolt for the plug in it. It's not, doesn't need to be tight right now. It's just sort of finger tight on that copper washer, because we're gonna put coolant in up top if we can manage to get everything loose there, and then we'll bleed it down here. We're gonna go right here. This is off. It's all sort of thawed, not really. Still pretty cold. I know this coolant looks a little rough, but it's been in and out of this machine a couple times. And until I know that it's right, I'm not going to change it out for fresh. It just doesn't make any sense. still some more in there. This is not a very big system. It doesn't hold a lot of coolant. And it's just now getting down to where it's in the bottom of the funnel. Let that go. Don't spill very much. So it's going to bubble for a minute. We're going to actually help that along as it sits down there and sort of figures out. You can kind of see it trimmer a little bit. It's hard to see in the camera that way. That's it, trying to get rid of them air bubbles as they try and rise to the top. But it's not really set up in a good way for air bubbles to rise to the top. This is going to just spill on the floor. It'll be the only part of the floor it's not wet with water. It'll be wet with coolant. Okay, so we got plenty there. And then that's good because you don't want this dry. And again, I pulled it in here. It was all about 7 foot, but it did not spin the impeller off at that time, so I guess we're good there. And there's another bleeder up here, back to cylinder. Okay, see if I can find it with the camera. It's under the gas tank. Anyway, it's up on the cylinder head. There, you can sort of see where it goes. There's an outlet, that's where the thermostat is, and on top of that is a little 8mm screw. It goes into that plastic. I don't like to take that thing out if I can just do anything to help it. But sometimes you have to. But you figure it's already up there, so there's no chance of air being in the cylinder head. It's just letting any air out that's in that line that goes over there and then down a little bit. You sort of see it, and it goes up into the radiator. So now, the illogical thing to do, aside from adding more coolant, which you still see that pretty readily, is to run the thing. We are in an enclosed area, so we're not going to run it for very long. We're just going to turn it on long enough to try and move a little bit of the air around it. Probably have a hand on the brake. Pop back up a little bit. That's dead next one. Those are good. We get back on there. May have an air bubble. And I apologize. It's warm up. It's not going to do anything here. thing running for a minute. We're gonna come out and if it's fixed, it's fixed, but I just wanted to do a follow-up video for it and try out the new iPhone for filming, new to us, straight from eBay. And yeah, that's that. So unless it blows up, thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel. There will be more cool stuff, not while it's cold.